Stranger Things, Season 1. Let's talk about it. Stranger Things was created by the Duffer Brothers, who have pretty much proven themselves to be top tier TV show creators in Hollywood right now. Stranger Things became a phenomenon, and rightfully so. Like, have you guys actually watched it? Season 1 is almost perfect television. There are some hiccups throughout the season that kind of, take away from the perfectness, I guess you should say. But with that said, the show does such a good job in every other way. There's no other explanation than to say that Stranger Things is amazing. The casting choices for Stranger Things could not have been better. The entire cast of actors that play the children were perfectly casted to fit each and every single role. Just it's astounding how they were able to craft such a beautiful piece of art with these actors that were pretty much up and coming, that we saw them in like some things, but Stranger Things that's how they kind of got known. And the Duffer Brothers just did an amazing job at actually casting for those roles. The character of Hopper could not have been casted better. The character of the Wheeler, the parents for the Wheelers could not have been casted any better. Winona Ryder is probably the gem of this entire show. In my opinion, she's the glue that holds this show together. Without Winona Ryder, this show would not be as good as it is. She just has a special thing that she brings to anything that she's ever been in. And it's just like a presence that she has that you really feel like you are in her shoes whenever she's on screen, and she really does a great job at bringing you in to her performance and to the entire show. And she's wonderful. One of my favorite actresses, and I'm glad that she's in this one. The pacing of Stranger Things Season 1 is actually great. Some people think that it started out slow, but I think that the slowness in the beginning was there because of the fact that they had to do a lot of exposition, and it was also trying to build the atmosphere for the show. The show itself has a lot of funny moments, but it also has a lot of serious, dark moments, and they wanted to get that serious, dark, slow, brooding tone and atmosphere, and they wanted to hit that home in the first couple of episodes of Season 1, and they really did a good job all the way leading up to the disappearance of Will Byers. Everything leading up to that and everything subsequently after that has the same kind of dark, deep, brooding atmosphere that we look for in shows, and it really and they did a really good job at making you feel tense, making it riveting to watch. They had me hooked immediately within the first 15 minutes of the show. When I first saw this, when it first came out, they had me riveted since the very first 15 minutes of the first episode of Season 1. This show is great. The acting is great. The performances were all great by the entire cast throughout the entire season. And what a star Millie Bobby Brown is. She has grown into her own throughout the other seasons. You can kind of see the whole entire cast grow up, but her specifically, she stands out like a sore thumb. But that's what the show is about. It's supposed to have her stand out from the group because she is such an eccentric character. She has special powers that allow her to do certain things that other people can't do in as being regular humans. And that's kind of what the show is about. I know I didn't really give you guys too much of the plot. So for anybody that hasn't seen Stranger Things, it follows the story of a kid named Will Byers who goes missing, and the family has to find him. All of his friends get dragged in to help finding him. The parents are all out looking for him. The police are looking for him. And while they're looking, they meet Eleven, who is played by Millie Bobby Brown. And this is the character where she has special powers and can do certain things that are out there and crazy and wild. And they're obviously, that kind of stuff can't happen in real life, but they do take a lot of real themes, even themes that are specific to the time period that this is set in, like the 80s. They even just subtly hint at having about how the government was doing MK Ultra experiments. They showed like little newspaper clippings and things like that, where they don't go too much in depth with that, but that's kind of what they were hinting at with all of the scenes in the labs and different things like that. So with all of that said, I think they did such an amazing job at casting, at all of the performances are amazing, the directing is amazing, the cinematography is amazing. Every single shot can be its own shot. It can be its own singular photo that would speak volumes to getting a point across, and that's where the cinematography comes in and why it's so good. And that's where they also kind of build up the atmosphere. They have a lot of wide angled shots where they have one specific thing in the middle, but everything else is really wide, and you can kind of see the entire world that they're living in. And that's what they do so well with this show, is they bring you into their world. Yet it may not seem real for our reality, but it is their reality. And they did such a good job at creating and drawing every single person into their world and making an incredible story out of it. I'm going to give Stranger Things Season 1 an A+. So if you enjoyed this, stick around, subscribe, drop a like, and I'm going to be back in a few days with another special video for you. You can also expect Season 2 for Stranger Things to be coming out any day now. I've been Alex. This is Off the Cuff Reviews. I'll see you later. Stay safe.